So by the time you're seeing this video, I will have already moved back home with my family to help out, business stuff, etc., etc. And I kind of want to just take the time to reflect on my journey for like the past month or so of just being in the fucking worst position of my life. Hello everyone, I'm Shanthan Aquino and I help teach the next generation. So what I mean by that is on September 2nd, I officially moved out of my apartment and I made a conscious decision to not sign to an apartment or anything like that because there was still stuff I had to do here. And I didn't want to get an apartment knowing I was just going to go back home anyway. Because I had looked, online, Book Sale Finder, for those of you that don't know, tells you when all the book sales are. And there was like fucking 20 of them in October alone. And I'm not skipping out on that. My original plan was to stay in Texas until about December, doing whatever I can to make ends meet. Then go back up home, stay for the winter, and come back, fully fresh and energized. That's not what's going to happen, and that's what not and did not end up happening. So I kind of want to talk about what the fuck has happened from September 2nd to when I'm recording this, the day before I leave, the 6th of October. And I'll tell you what, a lot of shit has happened. A lot of it really good, and a lot of it really bad. So I guess I'll start with the bad first, just to get it over with. Um, yeah, I do not have a good friendship anymore with my co-founder. Yeah, to TLDR, we were supposed to turn on our stuff and everything for the apartment when we left. And we had generally agreed that he would come in on Sunday morning, give me his keys and everything else, and help me clean a little bit. And then he's free to go back home to, where he is. Yeah, he didn't do that. He just left and didn't tell me. So that was fun. Um, yeah, no, that was not. That was like my last straw with him. There's been a couple of things where I've overlooked, and I'm like, oh, it's just okay. No, we gotta stick together. Now that was my last straw with him, so I kind of had to drop him, which it hurts a bit because I don't like to drop people who meant a lot to me in my life. But it gets to a point where you're actively hindering my life. You have to go because it's not gonna get better with you anymore. Unfortunately. Um, I don't harbor like I when I was the first week or so, I was pissed the ever living fuck off. But now I'm at a point where I'm just like, I mean, it sucks it happened this way, but I will cherish the memories we had because we had some fucking stupid shit we did. But I will never tolerate disrespect like that again. Never in my life. So I learned a valuable lesson about respect, which we all could use more of. What other negative comes on top of mind? Honestly, I think that's just the big one. Just kind of losing the one person I had down here that had my back and everything. I kind of just lost him. But life is gonna move on with him or without him. Doesn't matter. I guess I'll kind of go over the rest of the stuff that's happened since then. So I closed a deal with the number one Texas estate sale company, which was pretty cool. So they actively give me free stuff every week, which is cool. I've gotten recognized by another estate sale people just out in public, so that was really cool. Um, I've helped with a used book fair, and they've already told me March next year to start getting back to work. I'm just so fucking excited for that because that's a lot of fucking money right there, which is really good. I think there was one more thing as well that was happening. Pretty sure I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know something else was happening in February, I believe. I don't remember. Oh, it was April. Another library pickup with the partnership, which is awesome. Um, so overall, like business wise, I'm in a really good spot for next year with like 4 or 5 people already offering me good stuff on a weekly basis at bare minimum. So when I come back, I have business and I'm gonna be moving like I've never moved before because I'll probably end up having a place here. Still don't know if it's gonna be an apartment or like a mobile home or something. 'cause I looked at it about the same in terms of how much it's gonna be. So I kinda have to decide if I want the apartment or the mobile home. We'll see. We'll figure it out. So that's business-wise. But I think the thing that I've really come to appreciate is how much I've grown personally. And I don't know if you can tell by the videos, but, like, I feel so much more comfortable being me, because I always had to pretend to be someone else, for so long, and it just didn't work for so much of it, and having to live in a hostel, which, by the way, was an experience of itself, it's definitely been enlightening. So I'll explain the hostel. So there's a hostel around here, maybe 15 minutes from here, that I went for all of September because I was super, super busy in September, and I just could not fall asleep in the car, knowing that I had so much work. I was not sacrificing sleep for that much work. So I stayed in a hostel. And to kind of TLDR it, if you find the right hostel, dude, it is such a good experience. I've never been in one. I've never slept, something like that. I honestly will do it again going forward. That was so much fun. You meet so many different people from so many different places. Um, and you can hang around them like it's all good. I only did once the whole time, mainly because by the time all the fun people left, all old boring people. I can't really vibe with that. So it was nice. There was one night, I still remember it, probably the most fun I've had in months because I've just been so busy with work, where it was to kind of give you the picture of the table. So it was me, the only American in the table. To my right, you had a Russian. In front of me, you had another Russian. To the left of him, you had another Russian. Across, we had a woman from Afghanistan. And to the left of me was Indian guy. I'm just like, dude, what the hell? This is so weird. And we are playing Uno. That was so that was so interesting. We were all drinking, we were all talking. I'm just like, is this what it's like to just conversate with people like normally? Because nowadays I feel like it's all bunch of negative bullshit everywhere, no matter where you look, news wise and social media and such. I was just chilling with these guys. We went out to get fucking food at like midnight. That was really fun. And I genuinely, that was a really fun experience. And what I've truly enjoyed was the final conversations we had. So it was me, it was the Russian guy, and it was the Afghan girl. And we were just talking about, you know, masculinity, femininity, roles of men and women, the dating scene, how fucked it. I'm like, my God, where have you all been in my life? I've been talking to idiots for most of my life, and this is actually topics I'm very interested in now. That was so awesome. Oh, it was so good. And there was I swear, the end of it was so, so funny because later on, the African girl had told me that the Russian guy was trying to sleep with her. Guess who did? Me! I did. I didn't even try to. Like, I was the last thing I was expecting. I'm just like, all right, cool. I'll help you pack, do this, stay up until make sure you're okay. Oh, so we're doing this now. Okay, cool. Like that was fucking wild. So like honestly, like hostels, even without that, genuinely so fun. It was so nice to just have a place to sleep. Bed was fine too. Slept fucking instantly every night. So that was awesome. If you've never been to a hostel, I recommend it over a hotel, honestly. That was really fun. Speaking of, I have to book one. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the hostel. And I think when it comes down to it, I kind of learned that I do have what it takes to kind of survive. And that's kind of what it felt like, survival. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, half the time beforehand. I had to figure out so much shit on the fly. Like my car was having issues a couple days ago, and I had to figure it the fuck out because I was doing other shit. I'm like, I can't get you to a mechanic. I can't figure. I don't have time. I'm literally driving away in like 2 days. I can't fucking do anything, so I'll fucking figure it out. And I fixed it. Still don't know what I did, but I fucking fixed it. So that's what's up. So honestly, like, which is a bit weird to say out loud, but I feel like this 1 month of just trying to figure it out, survive, do whatever it takes to get through this time was even more beneficial than the entire year I stayed in that apartment, which is so weird because it's a year of being in an apartment with, someone who also is driven by success. And that taught me less than being in a month and just scrapping the fight every day. I think when it comes to survival, I really had to be creative with money because I didn't want to spend too much on my cards. I only wanted to use my cards if I ran out of cash and I had no choice. And I think I made it with like a 70% rate where I didn't spend a single dollar on my cards, which is fucking amazing because I did a lot of book stuff, I did a lot of odd work, a bunch of other stuff, sperm donations and shit to just get me by. Still paying all my bills on time and everything. Like this was a fucking awakening, honestly. I had to do so much just to get by. So, like that was insane. So, what is my takeaway that you can get from this? And for me, I think the takeaway is you can grow in manners you would never have expected in the weirdest and extreme circumstances. This is a super extreme circumstance that I don't think I'll ever do again in my life. I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point where I have to live like this for an extended period of time. This was a whole month and a week, roughly, that I had to do this. I probably won't be doing that again, I think. By the time I come back in like February, I'll have somewhere to sleep. And if I don't, I'll probably book the hostel again until I can find somewhere to be. So I kind of know what to do when I come back. And it's just a matter of locking in. So if you're ever faced with extreme circumstances, just know that the light at the end of the tunnel, that version of you, is going to be unfuckwittable. There is nothing that scares me anymore when it comes to the business side, personal side, anything. Because it was all thrown at me at all times, every day, for a month and a half. I had to fight and scrap my way through everything. I fucking did. So there's nothing back home that can scare me. There's nothing that anyone can throw at me that I would be scared of. And that's something I'm genuinely happy about. If you do want to, learn more, there's a link down in the description below. We can have a little bit of a talkie talk. I can bestow upon you my wisdom of knowledge. Or if not, there are other ways to acquire it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. This is a bit of more of a ramble. I think this is going out in like 2 weeks or so, so this will be very funny. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.